Have you ever fallen for a June Gemini and found yourself completely mesmerized, yet totally confused by their unpredictable ways? If so, you're definitely not alone. June Geminis carry the legendary twins energy, which means their personality often feels like two people wrapped into one. This can be charming, exciting, and sometimes downright exhausting. But here's the thing no one warns you about. Loving a June Gemini isn't just about enjoying their sparkling wit and endless conversations. It's about understanding some brutally honest truths that might challenge everything you thought you knew about love and connection. And if you don't know these truths, you might find yourself caught in emotional storms that leave you questioning your sanity. In today's video on Zen Mind Peaceful Life, I'm going to reveal the top 5 brutal truths about June Geminis that every lover, friend, or family member needs to understand, because these truths don't just affect your relationship with them. They offer deep lessons in psychology and personal growth for you, too. Before we dive in, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want more insightful astrology content that helps you live peacefully and mindfully. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who's been captivated or challenged by a Gemini in their life. Ready to explore the fascinating mind and heart of a June Gemini? Let's get started. Have you ever met someone who feels like a whirlwind, captivating, endlessly fascinating, yet somehow impossible to pin down? That's the essence of a June Gemini. Their energy sparkles like a firework, lighting up every room they enter, but beneath that dazzling surface lies a complexity that not everyone is ready for. Loving a June Gemini means stepping into a dance of duality, unpredictability, and relentless mental motion, and it's not for the faint of heart. One of the most striking things about June Geminis is how their mind never seems to stop. They're ruled by Mercury, the messenger planet, which means their brains are wired to process information at lightning speed. Imagine trying to have a deep conversation with someone whose thoughts jump from one idea to another like a hummingbird flitting between flowers. It's both exhilarating and exhausting. If you've ever tried to keep up with their rapid-fire thoughts, you know how challenging it can be to get a moment of stillness. This constant mental chatter isn't just a quirk, it's part of who they are. It can manifest as a restless energy, or even anxiety, when they can't find a way to settle their racing mind. Understanding this helps us see why patience is crucial. When a June Gemini seems distracted or aloof, it's often because their internal dialogue is running a mile a minute. One practical way to connect with them is by creating moments of calm together, maybe a quiet walk or a shared meditation practice. Encouraging these moments helps both of you slow down and tune in, making space for real emotional intimacy beyond the buzzing noise of their thoughts. This isn't just good for the Gemini. It's a mindful practice that can bring peace to anyone in a fast-paced world. Another raw truth about June Geminis is their complicated relationship with commitment. They cherish freedom deeply, often fearing that tying themselves down might cage their restless spirit. You might find yourself wondering if they're truly invested or if they're holding back, waiting for an exit that may never come. It's not that they don't want love, far from it. But their need for spontaneity and independence can create distance, especially if their partner feels insecure or pressured. One story comes to mind about a woman who loved a June Gemini fiercely but struggled with his fear of commitment. Instead of pushing for promises or plans, she learned to respect his need for space and found joy in the unpredictable nature of their connection. They discovered a rhythm that balanced closeness with freedom, teaching her that sometimes love isn't about control but about trust and flexibility. This kind of relationship requires a deep level of emotional maturity and the willingness to embrace uncertainty without clinging to guarantees. Flirtation is woven into the fabric of Gemini's being, especially those born in June. Their social charm is magnetic, and they often use flirtation as a way to engage, entertain, and connect intellectually. But this can be confusing or even hurtful to partners who mistake their playful nature for emotional betrayal. The truth is, for a June Gemini, flirting is often a form of communication, not a sign of infidelity. Think of it like a musician improvising on stage. Their playful banter and witty remarks aren't meant to undermine their relationship but to express their vibrant energy and keep social connections alive. This is where understanding their love language matters. When you realize that their flirtation is about mental stimulation and connection rather than emotional wandering, it changes the narrative entirely. Instead of reacting with jealousy, you can invite deeper, more meaningful conversations that satisfy their craving for mental intimacy. This approach transforms potential conflict into an opportunity for growth and trust. Yet, despite their vivacious charm, June Geminis can sometimes seem emotionally distant. When overwhelmed, they might pull back, retreating behind a wall of cool detachment. It's not because they don't care but because their way of processing feelings is often intellectual rather than deeply emotional. They need time and space to sort through their emotions in their own way, which can be confusing for partners craving more visible warmth and reassurance. Here's where empathy becomes a game changer. Learning to hold space for a Gemini's emotional rhythm without pressing for immediate closeness is a gift. It invites a safe environment where they can open up at their own pace. Simple acts like asking open-ended questions or validating their feelings without judgment help them feel seen and understood. Over time, this patience nurtures a deeper emotional bond that feels authentic and sustainable. And then there's the restless heart of the June Gemini, always craving novelty and new experiences. Routine is their kryptonite. If life ever feels too predictable, they start searching for fresh adventures to keep their spirit alive. This insatiable desire for change can make relationships feel like a roller coaster, exciting but sometimes dizzying. Recognizing this need for variety means you can both find ways to keep the spark alive. Trying new hobbies together, exploring spontaneous trips, or simply mixing up your daily routine can satisfy their craving for novelty and keep your connection vibrant. It's also a valuable reminder for us all about the importance of growth and curiosity in life. The June Gemini teaches us that embracing change is not a weakness but a vital part of staying alive and engaged. So, if you've ever wondered why loving a June Gemini feels like riding a beautiful yet wild wave, now you know a little more about what's really going on beneath that charming exterior. Their restless mind, fear of commitment, playful flirtation, emotional distance, and craving for novelty all intertwine to create a uniquely complex soul who challenges us to grow in patience, trust, empathy, and adventure. And this is just the beginning. As we continue, there are even deeper layers to uncover, the kind that will not only help you understand June Geminis better but also illuminate your own path to self-awareness and peaceful living. Stick around, because what comes next will truly transform how you relate to this electrifying zodiac sign, and maybe even to yourself. If you've ever wondered why a conversation with a June Gemini can feel like diving into a river of endless ideas, you're tapping into one of their most magnetic traits. June Geminis are the ultimate conversationalists, a title earned not just by their natural charm, but by a deep-seated curiosity that fuels every word they say. They crave intellectual engagement like others crave air. It's in their nature to explore new concepts, ask questions that challenge your thinking, and share stories that captivate attention. This isn't just talk for talk's sake. Behind their verbal agility lies a genuine hunger to connect on a mental level. When you spend time with a June Gemini, it's like entering a dynamic dance of ideas where every step is unpredictable but thrilling. People often describe them as the kind of person who makes even mundane topics fascinating, simply because their mind weaves so many threads into the conversation. However, this brilliance comes with a catch. Sometimes, their rapid-fire mind can overwhelm those who prefer slower, more grounded discussions. You might find yourself struggling to keep up, or feeling like your own thoughts are getting lost in the whirlwind. The key here is mutual patience. Rather than trying to slow down their flow, meet them where they are. Engage their curiosity with your own questions, show enthusiasm for their ideas. And you'll unlock a deeper connection than you imagined possible. June Geminis born in early June and those born later in the month actually display subtle differences, which many overlook. Astrologically speaking, the degree of the sun's position within Gemini during June shifts the personality's flavor. Early June Geminis often radiate more youthful exuberance, a lightheartedness that can feel almost playful. In contrast, those born later in June tend to have a slightly more introspective edge, balancing Gemini's airy wit with moments of thoughtful reflection. This nuance can explain why you might meet two June Geminis who seem worlds apart in how they express themselves. Knowing this helps in managing expectations and appreciating the diversity within the same zodiac sign. It's a reminder that astrology isn't about boxing people in, but about offering a richer palette of human experience. When you understand these subtle shades, you become more compassionate and curious, qualities that make relationships deeper and more rewarding. Mercury retrograde is a phrase many have heard, often with dread. But for June Geminis, it's more than just an astrological event, it's a cosmic dance that can shake their communication patterns to the core. During these periods, which happen several times a year, mercurial energy turns inward and backward, stirring up misunderstandings, delays, and mental fog. Imagine trying to hold a conversation with someone whose thoughts suddenly get tangled or who can't quite express what they mean. That's the Mercury retrograde experience intensified for a Gemini, who depends so heavily on clear communication. It can trigger frustration, anxiety, or even self-doubt, making them retreat or react impulsively. If you love or work with a June Gemini, the best approach during Mercury retrograde is to practice extra patience and offer reassurance. Encourage them to slow down, double-check messages, and not rush decisions. This cosmic reminder actually offers a valuable life lesson about the importance of reflection and mindfulness, especially for those who usually thrive on speed and spontaneity. Understanding this helps you navigate challenging moments with grace, turning potential chaos into opportunities for growth. The airy essence of Gemini means they prioritize intellectual connection in their relationships above most things. They're drawn to partners who can match their mental energy, who love deep discussions, debates, and playful banter. Emotional connection is vital, but it often comes through the mind first, a meeting of ideas before a meeting of hearts. This can be tricky for partners who communicate more through feelings or physical touch. For a relationship with a June Gemini to thrive, it's essential to nurture that mental spark. Engage in shared learning, swap books or podcasts, or dive into discussions that stimulate both your minds. This intellectual dance is their love language, and ignoring it can leave them feeling disconnected even if other aspects of the relationship seem fine. There's a delicate balance here. While June Geminis love mental stimulation, they also need to feel emotionally safe enough to lower their guard. Offering genuine interest without overwhelming them with emotional demands creates an inviting space where vulnerability can blossom naturally. It's about blending mind and heart in a way that feels effortless and rewarding. One of the most intriguing and sometimes misunderstood qualities of June Geminis is their skillful, playful manipulation, not in a harmful sense, but as a natural talent for reading people and situations. Their sharp intellect and keen observational skills give them an uncanny ability to influence outcomes subtly. Whether it's persuading friends to try a new idea or navigating social dynamics with finesse. Think of this as a kind of social dance where the Gemini leads and follows with equal grace, adapting to the rhythm of those around them. While this can be incredibly charming, it also calls for responsibility and self-awareness. For those close to a June Gemini, it's important to recognize when playful influence crosses into emotional gamesmanship, and to set healthy boundaries. The takeaway here is that their talent for persuasion can be a powerful tool for positive change, if guided by integrity and respect. Encouraging June Geminis to channel this skill into leadership, teaching, or advocacy not only benefits them but also those who look up to them. For partners and friends, appreciating this trait with honesty and open communication strengthens trust and mutual respect. Trusting a June Gemini fully can be a roller coaster. Their ever-shifting nature and love of freedom sometimes make it hard to know where you stand. Even if they deeply care, they might struggle to express it consistently, leading partners to feel unsure or anxious. Building trust with a June Gemini requires patience and acceptance of their fluidity. It's about recognizing that their way of loving might look different from what you expect, more spontaneous, more cerebral, less about grand declarations and more about moments of shared laughter and ideas. Learning to appreciate these expressions of love can shift the whole dynamic from doubt to security. Real-life couples often find that trust grows strongest when both partners communicate openly about their needs and fears without judgment. Creating this space of emotional safety helps the Gemini feel less pressured and more willing to open up. Over time, this nurtures a bond that's resilient, flexible, and deeply rewarding. Understanding these traits doesn't just help in loving a June Gemini, it invites us all to reflect on how we relate to freedom, communication, trust, and emotional expression in our own lives. The Gemini archetype teaches us that complexity and contradiction are natural parts of the human experience, and that embracing these with curiosity rather than fear opens the door to deeper connection and peace. One of the most fascinating things about June Geminis is how they communicate love, not through grand gestures or constant physical affection, but through words, wit, and surprise. For them, love is an intellectual adventure, a dance of minds before hearts. They thrive on conversations that spark their curiosity and challenge their thinking, and they express affection through clever jokes, thoughtful compliments, or spontaneous surprises that keep the relationship vibrant. This way of expressing love can sometimes confuse partners who expect more traditional signs of affection. But learning their love language can transform your relationship. Instead of wondering if they care, notice the playful texts they send during the day, the offbeat compliments, or how they remember tiny details from past conversations. These subtle acts reveal a deep connection and a desire to engage with you on a mental and emotional level. If you want to nurture a bond with a June Gemini, join their world of playful communication. Share your favorite books, exchange quirky jokes, or surprise them with an unexpected plan. These moments not only light up their mind but also build a joyful foundation for lasting love. Beneath their sparkling wit and energetic facade, June Geminis often wrestle with anxiety and restlessness. Their active minds, constantly swirling with ideas and possibilities, can sometimes spiral into overwhelming patterns of worry. This internal tension can show up as mood swings or unpredictable emotional shifts that catch even those close to them off guard. Recognizing this inner struggle helps us approach June Geminis with compassion. Anxiety isn't a sign of weakness but a byproduct of their highly sensitive and alert nature. Offering steady support, gentle encouragement to practice grounding techniques like deep breathing or mindful walking can make a world of difference. One woman shared how her June Gemini partner would retreat into silence when anxiety hit. But together they found calm through daily morning meditations and evening walks. These rituals didn't just ease his mind, they deepened their emotional connection, turning vulnerability into strength. For anyone in a relationship with a June Gemini, understanding this hidden side is crucial. Instead of reacting to sudden mood changes with frustration or confusion, embracing empathy and patience fosters a safe space where they feel supported to express their true feelings. It's also a reminder to care for your own emotional health, recognizing when you need space or help too. This mutual awareness creates a balanced, resilient partnership. Keeping a June Gemini interested over the long haul means embracing their restless spirit and hunger for novelty. Routine and predictability can quickly dim their vibrant light, so relationships with them often require creativity and a willingness to explore together. Whether it's taking spontaneous weekend trips, trying out a new hobby, or simply mixing up daily routines, variety is the lifeblood that keeps their enthusiasm alive. One couple found success by dedicating one night a week to adventure. Whether that meant testing new recipes, attending a local workshop, or exploring a part of their city they'd never seen. This regular injection of novelty didn't just entertain the Gemini partner, it also enriched the relationship as a whole, keeping both people engaged and connected. It's a powerful lesson in how honoring your partner's unique needs can transform a relationship from mundane to magical. If you're loving a June Gemini, try to cultivate a spirit of openness and flexibility. Instead of fearing change or unpredictability, see it as an invitation to grow together. Embrace the excitement of the unknown and find joy in learning and discovering new facets of life and each other. This mindset not only feeds your Gemini's soul but also enriches your own. Many don't realize how many famous personalities share the June Gemini birthday, embodying its trademark blend of charm, intellect, and complexity. Celebrities like Johnny Depp, Angelina Jolie, and Kanye West all carry Gemini's restless energy and sharp minds, each channeling it in wildly different ways. Their public lives offer vivid examples of how Gemini traits can shine brilliantly but also bring challenges related to identity, stability, and emotional depth. Observing these public figures can provide valuable insights. For example, Johnny Depp's eclectic career and enigmatic persona reflect Gemini's love of change and mystery. Meanwhile, Angelina Jolie's humanitarian work paired with her Hollywood success shows Gemini's versatility and passion for meaningful communication. Understanding these examples helps demystify Gemini's multifaceted nature, reminding us that beneath their seemingly contradictory traits is a person striving for authenticity and connection. For viewers trying to relate to June Geminis in their own lives, recognizing these qualities in famous figures can normalize the sign's complexity and inspire compassion. It's a reminder that no one fits into a simple mold, and that embracing the fullness of a Gemini's personality requires both curiosity and acceptance. Finally, understanding who truly matches the energy of a June Gemini can save a lot of heartache. Their dynamic mind and free spirit need partners who appreciate their need for intellectual stimulation and independence, yet can provide emotional grounding. Signs like Libra, Aquarius, and Sagittarius often thrive alongside Gemini because they share Gemini's love for communication, exploration, and freedom. But even with compatible signs, the relationship takes work, particularly in building trust and balancing freedom with connection. For those lucky enough to find harmony with a June Gemini, the rewards are immense: a partnership full of laughter, deep conversations, and endless growth. For others, understanding these compatibility dynamics can clarify why some relationships don't last and offer guidance on what to look for moving forward. For you watching now, whether you're a Gemini yourself or in love with one, these truths aren't meant to scare you away. They're an invitation to see the beauty in complexity and the power of understanding. Embracing the full picture of a June Gemini can help you foster relationships that are not only exciting but deeply fulfilling. And as we dive even deeper in the next part of this series, you'll learn how to navigate the roller coaster ride of loving a Gemini with more confidence and grace than ever before. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss what's coming next. If you've ever found yourself wondering how someone can be both your greatest mystery and your closest companion, you're touching on the very essence of June Gemini's paradoxical heart. One of the most powerful lessons in loving a June Gemini is learning how to embrace the roller coaster ride that is their complex, ever-changing nature. Their spirit is like the wind, sometimes gentle and refreshing, sometimes wild and unpredictable. This constant fluctuation can be thrilling, but it also requires a deep reservoir of patience, understanding, and flexibility. Imagine being on a journey where every day offers new surprises, where emotions and thoughts shift like clouds on a breezy day. It's beautiful, but it can also be exhausting if you expect stability to look the same as it does with other signs. June Geminis thrive in change and often view life as an adventure rather than a fixed path. This mindset pushes partners to grow alongside them, to develop emotional resilience, open communication, and the ability to celebrate uncertainty rather than fear it. For example, a couple I know shared how their relationship with a June Gemini was filled with spontaneous road trips, unexpected conversations that lasted into the night, and bursts of laughter and debate that made every moment feel alive. But they also faced moments of confusion when their Gemini partner would pull away or change course without warning. What helped was an unspoken agreement to accept the Gemini's rhythms without trying to control them. This kind of trust and surrender is often the foundation of a lasting connection with these complex souls. This leads us to one of the most misunderstood but essential aspects of a June Gemini's love life: compatibility. It's not just about matching sun signs, but about finding someone who can hold space for their need for freedom while also offering emotional grounding. Signs like Libra, with their natural diplomacy and social grace, often complement Gemini's airy intellect beautifully. Aquarius shares Gemini's love for ideas and innovation, while Sagittarius's adventurous spirit mirrors Gemini's restless energy. Yet even with these matches, relationships with June Geminis aren't always easy. The challenge lies in balancing their craving for mental stimulation and variety with the partner's need for consistency and emotional safety. When both people learn to respect these differences, they create a dynamic partnership where growth and freedom coexist with love and trust. For anyone watching who's in love with a June Gemini, this means being open to embracing the unpredictable nature of your connection. It's about celebrating the sparkling conversations, the bursts of creative energy, and the playful flirting that keeps your bond alive. But it's also about understanding when to give space, when to listen without judgment, and how to build a safe emotional harbor in the midst of change. This journey with a June Gemini invites us all to reflect on our own relationship patterns, our tolerance for uncertainty, and how we communicate love. It challenges us to grow in emotional intelligence, patience, and authentic connection, qualities that benefit every relationship, not just those with Geminis. And as we wrap up, here's the most important thing to remember: loving a June Gemini is not about trying to change them or fitting them into a box. It's about honoring their full complexity, embracing their contradictions, and growing alongside their vibrant, ever-evolving spirit. It's a beautiful, wild ride, and if you're ready for the adventure, it can be one of the most rewarding experiences of your life. If you found these insights helpful, I'd love for you to hit the like button and subscribe to Zen Mind Peaceful Life for more astrology wisdom that helps you live mindfully and love deeply. Share this video with friends who might be in the whirlwind of a Gemini relationship, or anyone curious about what makes these zodiac twins so fascinating. Drop your experiences or questions about June Geminis in the comments. I'm here to help you navigate these cosmic connections with clarity and peace. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. Remember, peace starts with understanding, whether it's understanding yourself, the people you love, or the stars above. Until next time, stay curious, stay compassionate, and keep your mind and heart open to the beautiful complexity of life.